So if you're going into the industry of coaching or PTing, just have that authenticity. Be yourself, like, as cliche as that sounds, because no one can be you better than you. And if you just keep putting content out there, the right people will gravitate towards you. Going back to what we said about values, morals, sense of humor, like post personal shit on your stories, put yourself out there, let people know who you are, because it'll detract the wrong people, because you don't want to end up working with people who you're going to clash heads with anyway, but it'll attract the right people as well.
I think that's perfect advice, and I think for a lot of people that are worried to take that leap, because I was a little bit as well, like, oh, everyone's doing it. Another bit of advice is there's so many people in the world, and the internet's such a huge space to work with, and like you just said, no one can be better than you, and you will attract those people that are attracted to you and your view and everything else. And the thing about personal training, I know we're talking just about that, is like, if you're a successful personal trainer and you're fully booked, you obviously have something, right?
You're popular. People obviously like you. So, like, use your past experiences. This is going back to what we said about guys getting in shape, guys building a business or whatever. How many guys do you know that don't take the time to, and again, this is like a woo-woo topic if you want to say that, take the time to reflect and celebrate your wins. Because that is such a huge part of building confidence. Because I say a new client comes on board and they're like, got the confidence, I can't do it, I'm like, right, show me the examples of where you've been successful in life, because confidence is a spectrum. I guarantee you come to me and you say you've got low confidence, you're going to be confident in some areas of your life. I've got clients who are dads. With our kids, you'll be 100% off the grid a better dad than I will, because you've got hands-on experience. It's just some areas of your life you need to gain confidence. It's the same with coaches. It's like, well, what are you good at? What have you done? What are you proud of? Every single one of you will have something that you've done well. Just double down on it. Remind yourself of that. And it's not a case of like, right, fucking hour affirmation in the morning, like, I'm fantastic, I've done it. But like, just check in with yourself now and again. Have that opportunity and that point to check in with yourself, because guaranteed they'll all have done something good.
I think you said woo-woo a couple of times. I think you maybe have a hang-up on that, but I'm woo-woo, way more woo-woo on what you're saying. So I say things like talk to the universe.
Yeah, I'm super spiritual, but it's like some guys who are in high-performing jobs or whatever that like, or even the guys that are older than me who aren't on social media, who aren't into like spirituality and things that are kind of more becoming aware of, they see that like, what the fuck's he on about? But it's like affirmations, journaling, all that stuff. It's like, it has to be relatable to the language that you want to speak to people. And that's what I'm saying, like, you can call this woo-woo, that's fine, but hear me out.
I agree, because I have a very woo-woo approach to my morning and what I do in it. I think connectivity to yourself and to your day, and again, I talk about intention, what you're going to look at. So many things today have really helped me, because I have a good framework. I have my day, the way I work, and have structure to my day. And I put the blocks in place, but again, talking about the intention. Every morning I'll spend 10 minutes speaking to the universe or meditate, whatever you want to call it. All I do is lay in bed and think about how my day's going to look and visualize the day and think. But now when I'm visualizing that day, I now understand that I'm probably putting my energy into different things. Like this morning, I put more energy into visualizing this podcast than I did my workout. You know what I mean? And the workout's more important in my priority list right now, if you look at it that way, after our discussion. So yeah, I think that's a great way to look at it. I think we talk about confidence a lot on this podcast, and I do especially, but I think something I've been realizing now, most people are not confident because they're not competent at something, or because they're pretending to be good at something that they're not. Like, they're lying to themselves and lying to the universe. So if you're lying and pretending that you can do something that you cannot do and you're not competent in doing, of course you're not going to be confident about it, because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. So rather than telling those lies, and I think degrading yourself by lying to yourself, walking around saying that you are something that you are not, social media has made everyone do that. And you can have a picture of you in a certain place doing a certain thing, and yes, you were there and you did do that thing, so that's fine. But you have to understand, if you are projecting value into the world that is not your own, and you do not truly believe in that thing, and you are lying to the world, you're never going to grow confidence. The quickest way, I think, to be confident is just to do simple things, say you're going to do simple things, and do those simple things. And once you do those simple things, you've said it, they stack. I love that.
The low-hanging fruit, build
stacks over and over time. And I think that's something that they make addicts do, that go through like addiction problems. When they get back on the horse, if you want to call it that, and they start trying again, they go, okay, all you got to do is these little things. If you achieve these little things, walk to the shop and back every day. Okay, that's a tick. And then you feel like, oh, I walked to the shop and back.
Do a food shop.
Exactly, little things. Okay, if you're trying to get in shape, do a food shop and don't buy any crap. That's a tick. You know what I mean? That's something that you need to do to be able to achieve this thing. So I think confidence comes from competence. Someone said that to me on the podcast, and I like how they said that. But so many people are walking around in this world pretending to be something they are not. And that's where there's a disconnect between who they are and what they're trying to be. And I think that just over time, that erodes people's confidence.
Oh, mate, it's such a good point. It's like you asked me about, what advice would I give to up and coming PTs or anyone looking to transition online. It goes back to that like authenticity thing. Like, I'm so transparent about the fact that I fucking love house music. I love going to raves. Like, it's my life. I don't. If anyone wants to judge that, cool. Do I get my clients' results? I'm amazing at my job, 100%. So like, no one can take that or say anything. But there was a time in my life when I was a coach, I used to be embarrassed that I would say, like, to go to those events with my friends, and that created internal conflict in me because I felt like an imposter. And you probably have that starting up a podcast. You feel like I'm not good enough to do this, and that's what
I never have that. But yeah, carry on.
Just say as an example. PTs who are trying to go online, they're like, I can't do that. I feel like an imposter. And it's that internal dialogue, and it goes back to who you surround yourself with. It's like, are people reinforcing that narrative? Because if they are, then it's not the right circles for you. And I think it comes back to that of like, if you can change the circle, you can change the general narrative, and you stop feeling as much like an imposter because you see what's possible. And that's, again, going back to if they want to start online PT, just put yourself in circles where the desired behavior is the normal behavior.
I mean, you talk about narrative, I think, and I think of the narrative
Stories,
the story or the narrative that you tell yourself every day depicts the person that you're going to be.
Yep.
So again, you don't lie to yourself, and you don't pretend to be someone that you're not. That's not what you have to be. Who you are.
Like, fake it till you make it.
Yeah, you can fake it till you make it, and there's something wrong with that. And there's no problem in lying to yourself if that's what you're trying. If you're doing it, it comes down to purpose, right? Reasoning why you're trying to do it. If you're trying to improve your life and become better, fine. There's no problem with doing that, as long as you're backing up the I'm this guy with the action it takes to become this guy, right? So it's like, I think the narrative you tell yourself and the story that you tell yourself is the most vital thing. And even if you look at your past, and you think, oh, but I failed at this, or all these like stories that you tell and memories that you have and you go through, you can repurpose them to become powerful things for you in your life.